One of the underlying themes in the NFL lately has been the old quarterbacks versus the young ones. And there's a group of Hall of Famers. They're pocket-bound quarterbacks going to the Hall of Fame, and they're hanging on while the talented, athletic young guys are coming into the league every year. And last night, it was 41-year-old Drew Brees against the 22-year-old Justin Herbert in the Chargers. Herbert was just a kid when Brees left the Chargers in 2005 to go to New Orleans. Last night, they shared the field. It was overtime. It was great. Brees and the Saints came out on top 30-27. The quarterbacking position has changed in recent years. The last two MVPs, you got Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. They can beat you with their legs. They can beat you with their arms. And we saw Herbert move extremely well for a big guy last night. There was this misconception that he was not a running quarterback or an athletic quarterback. You know, when you're that big, that tall, and at Oregon, you know, they were showcasing his arm. But if you watch the Rose Bowl, he ran for 3 touchdowns. Josh Allen, when he was at Wyoming, was not a running quarterback. I don't think these guys ran for more than 100 yards in their final season in college. But they are athletic, and they're on the move. The Saints are still a dangerous team, even with Brees feeling like a dinosaur back there. But the new wave is here, and quarterbacks like Justin Herbert are redefining the NFL. It was fun to watch that last night. Meanwhile, the Saints keep trying to force Taysom Hill on us, and I keep saying, Taysom Hill, find a position for him, but it's not quarterback. It's just not. And Drew Brees, maybe the arm is a little dead or a little tired, but he did have 3 touchdown passes. But this is really more about the Chargers, in my opinion, because Justin Herbert is now your starter the rest of the year. He could put up better numbers, bigger numbers than the other quarterbacks that were taken in front of him. Certainly Joe Burrow and Tua, and Jordan Love is not going to play. But he could be sitting. If you didn't have the doctor for the Chargers accidentally puncture Tyrod, I didn't do air quotes. No, I did not do
your hands went up and you started air quoting.
I did. I was like Tyrod Taylor, I'm gasping for air quotes. Accidentally puncture his lung, Tyrod Taylor would probably still be the quarterback. We would not know what we have in Justin Herbert. This is how it happens. And Herbert, when we talked about after the draft, sometimes you go to a team that you're not ready to start for, but they do have talent there to surround you. Joe Burrow went to the Bengals. They don't have a whole lot of talent there. And he's got to survive. Justin Herbert goes to a Charger team that's just snake bit. They have injuries, but they do have talent there. And he may get an opportunity to be better sooner than the other quarterbacks. The Chargers have now lost 4 straight games, each of them 1-score games. In each of those losses, they blew a lead. In 2 straight games, they've blown a 17-point lead and lost. Over the last 4 games, they've been outscored 44-16 in the fourth quarter and overtime. They lost last night in a game that they never trailed until overtime. They missed a PAT, a potential game-winning field goal in regulation. Over the last 2 seasons, Chargers 3-13 in 1-score games. You can blame a lot of that on Phillip Rivers. I thought that was a damn good stat of the day or two, but apparently, okay, all right.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day.
And Mr. San Diego, Ron Burgundy, even though the Chargers no longer in San Diego. You see, you just made it even worse that you're reminding. Although people in San Diego may go, I think I'm glad that they're gone. We don't have to go through this misery. And now this used to be blamed on Phillip Rivers. Internally with the Chargers, that there were whispers that they couldn't trust Phillip Rivers with the game on the line, fourth quarter, and that he would make mistakes. You know, I can't be blaming Phillip Rivers now. I got to look at coaching and defense. Justin Herbert played great. I mean, if I said these are the numbers you're going to get out of Justin Herbert, you'll sign up. Any team would sign up for that if they were starting a rookie quarterback. And no interceptions. And that Saints defense is still pretty good. And even those Saints defensive players were like, I think the Chargers got something special. Here's Justin Herbert after the loss.
We got to learn how to close out games. It's the second week in a row where we had a lead and we let it go, and just have to learn to close out games. And when we're up, we need to keep rolling, and we need to play consistently all 4 quarters. And we haven't been able to do that these past 2 weeks.
He's got to stop being a podium banger there, too.
The Nick Saban thing.
Yeah, you got to stop that. He's got to understand, stop banging the podium. Yeah, McLovin.
With all that being said, why does it feel like the Chargers won and then looking up and everything's great and the Saints are struggling, even though the Saints won?
I think when you find your quarterback, that's a big deal. You got a rookie deal, and you may have found something really special here. Now, you have talent on offense and defense. They just never put it together. Yes, Heaton.
The Chargers feel way better than 1-4.
Yeah. Don't they feel better? Like they're a better team at 1-4 than the Bears are at 4-1? Right? Like, yes, McLovin.
They're all hurt too. People.
Oh
don't
my
even
God!
try-
Will you stop with this?
No, but they are
They're
worse than anybody. They
Wait.
lost their O-line. Joey Bosa is half a man right now.
You just told me
Wow.
the Niners were the worst team as far as
I
injuries
know
yesterday.
that I was watching last night, and people were tweeting like, of all the guys who are missing. Imagine if Derwin James was out there. Imagine if Bosa was full strength. Imagine this is Beluga. Like they're missing all these
my
guys.
God.
But the Chargers, they get snake bitten.
They could be healthy and it wouldn't matter. But it feels like every single year they start the season with, oh, he's out for the year. Defensive back's out for the year. Wide receiver out for the year. So somebody had an emergency appendectomy. Yes, Paulie.
Plus, their uniforms are so good looking, it's hard to really critique them for anything. They look gorgeous.
Here's Drew Brees after the win last night.
At the end of the day, we're down 20-3, and we've made a bunch of mistakes. A bunch of self-inflicted wounds. And I think second half came out, really dialed in. Execution, both in the passing game and the run game. Defense came up with some big stops, and obviously we just scratched and clawed our way back.
Yeah, they did. They did. But it still feels like you feel a little bit better about the Chargers after last night than you do the New Orleans Saints, which is strange.